This is JBigTicket23 from GreenPCGamers.com. In this video, we're going to show you how to install 24 gig of RAM into a Precision T3500 Workstation. So if you've never been to GreenPCGamers.com, you should definitely check it out. We are going to post a link in the description that will show you how to get to our Precision T3500 blog upgrade page. This page is made specifically to optimize and upgrade your Precision T3500 for as high-end computing as it can handle, mainly for gaming, because that's normally what we use these workstations for. So when you go to the page on the link in the description, you might want to look at the memory part numbers, because if you haven't ordered memory yet, we show you the part numbers. You can click on them and take a look at them. These are the modules that will work in your system. Let's get to the actual install. So we want to give a little bit of information to you about the memory in the system before we actually show you the install. The T3500 supports up to 24 gig of DDR3 memory. It has 6 physical memory slots, and it supports U or E DIMMs. It's really important to know the difference. You cannot mix them, so it's really important to know the difference because of that, because if you try to mix them, they're just going to give you a beep error code and you won't get video. So the big difference is if you look at your memory modules, let's say you have the 10600 modules. At the end of that 10600, it will either say U or E. So that's how you can tell the difference, and that's the same thing whether it's 8500, 10600, or 12800. So you cannot mix them. So if you install 6 modules, they either all have to be U or E DIMMs. Okay, so and then another thing we're going to go through a little bit more, and a lot of people will ask, what speed memory should you install? Now the max speed in this system is 1333 megahertz, which would be 10600. Now your processor will determine how fast your memory can actually run. So we have a little guide here. If you have 8500 memory, the max speed on it is 1066 megahertz. If it's 10600, it's 1333 megahertz, and 12800 will clock down to 1333 megahertz. Now that's if the processor will support it. So we're going to show you how to actually check what speed memory your processor will support. So we have a W3690 proc. So we're just going to go to Google and type in Intel W3690. So the top search option is actually going to be from Intel's support page. And we're going to go to that page and scroll down until we find where it says memory specifications. Under memory specifications, it's going to show us the max amount of memory that processor supports, which is 24 gig. And then it supports 800 megahertz, 1066 megahertz, or 1333 megahertz memory. Let's go back to that. So the max speed that we can install will be the 12800 or the 10600, and they will run at 1333 megahertz if we have this processor installed. Now, if you're running like a E5620 or a W3520, or just search which processor you have, and it will tell you the max speed. And if you haven't purchased memory yet, that's what you'll want to purchase. You'll want to maximize the speed for your processor. All right, so let's get to our actual install. Here's our old T3500 workstation. This system's about 9 years old now, and we are going to install some 4 gig 2R/8 PC3 10600E DIMMs, and they're all matching. So these will run at 1333 megahertz once we install them into our system. And we just bought these cheap. I think we bought them on eBay. It's just data RAM. All right, so we want to remove our side panel to be able to access our memory. That lever will allow you to remove the side panel pretty easily. And then you put the system on its side. Now, if you look at our system, we've done some pretty cool modifications. If you want to know how to do this power supply upgrade, graphics card install, check out some of our other videos. But this is how we access our memory. So we have to remove this plastic cooling shroud. And as you can see, we have 6 slots. Now, if you're only going to install, like let's say 3 modules, fill up the white slots. If you're going to install 6 modules like us, fill up all 6 slots and make sure all those slots are open so you're ready to install your new modules. All right, so you're going to want to look at your module first and line up the little notch with the notch on the motherboard. And when you do that properly, you'll be able to click the module in really easily on both sides. All right, so we're just going to install our modules. We line them up in the slot, click one side, and then click the other side. And you just do that with all of the modules. Now, if it doesn't click in easily, you may not have that center notch lined up properly. So just make sure the notch is lined up. And with these modules, all of the notches are the same. Sometimes with different systems, you actually have to flip them around if there's different memory banks. In this system, they are all the same. That's all right. So we're just going to pop in all 6 modules. And it's as simple as that. And then we're going to go into the F2 setup and just verify that all of our memory is showing up properly. Now, if you get a beep code after installing this memory, that typically means you installed the wrong memory, or maybe you mixed EDIMMs and UDIMMs. So verify before installing that you have the correct modules installed. All right, so now we're going to put our memory shroud back on. Now, it's important to do this for proper cooling, because that front cooling fan assembly will keep those memory modules a little bit cooler if you have this shroud installed. And then put our hard drive cage back in. And then in our case, we have to plug our hard drive back in because we have a custom ATX power supply installed. But if you have a standard T3500 power supply, you can leave your hard drive plugged in without having to unplug it. All right, we're going to put our side panel back on. And that is the actual physical install part of it. Now we booted into the F2 setup. We're going to click on System Board. And we just want to verify that all of our memory is showing up. And it's all there. 6 4-gig modules. As you can see, because of our processor, that memory is running at 1333 megahertz. So everything is working perfectly. Now we just need to boot into Windows 10 and see if we can recognize all of our memory. All right, so we're in Windows 10. We're going to right click on Start, go to System. And now this is a 64-bit OS, so it will recognize all 24 gig of RAM, and it's working perfectly. All the modules are showing up, and everything is working really, really well. So that's as easy as this install is. If this video was helpful to you, please consider hitting the subscribe button. Also, we do monthly giveaways on GreenPCGamers.com Facebook page. All you have to do is like the page and you'll qualify for those monthly giveaways. Thank you so much for watching.